In ancient times, the gates separating humans and demons were opened. Emo demons rumbled into our world, and chaos swept the planet. The great ancestor revealed his power to all and created a special sign, then sealed Emo. In time, the predecessor fell into eternal sleep, and the demons were able to break his seal and began to search for his sign to reopen the gate between the worlds. The humans, realizing the danger, joined clans and also began to search for the mark of the ancestor and a man who could possess the same power. Meanwhile, a crowd of people run to the grandstand to place bets and watch the fight in the middle of the arena. Young and determined, Lindong fights a huge and strong enemy. Steadfastly enduring blows, the guy provokes his opponent and tries to strike back. Lindong's sister actively supports him, believing that his brother can win. Lin Langtian, who organized the fight, is closely watching the girl and the guy in the ring, hoping that he will lose. The young fighter tries his best to crush his enemy, but the fat man is not afraid of his punches and backs the guy into a corner. Using his agility, Lindong runs around a lot as he suddenly hits his opponent in the head. As it turned out, all this time he was looking for the enemy's weaknesses and, having found them, he knocked out the fat man in 2 moves. After winning, his sister asks his brother to stop fighting in the ring, but he can get triple the reward for the next victory. Langtian is not satisfied and demands another round, for which he will reward Lindong and pay 20 times the promised amount. The guy accepts the challenge and agrees to one more fight, just as he suddenly learns that his opponent will be a fire tiger serpent. While his sister goes to collect the prize money, the guy tries to find a weapon to overpower the wild beast. He fails to pull a sharp wooden stake out of the wall, and armed guards do not allow him to leave the ring, fleeing from the tiger snake in shame. Lindong tries to use his youth and speed to escape from the predator, but the fiery monster catches up with him again and again. Realizing that he can't be defeated by force, the boy asks the tiger serpent to give in to him, as they both work for the amusement of the audience and the arena owner. They are prisoners and slaves to their fate, but now everything can be changed by arranging a negotiated fight. The fire tiger attacks the guy and is about to tear him apart with its paw, but Lindong doesn't give up. He tries to bribe the predator by offering him chicken, beef, and then forest demons for dinner. The tiger snake lowers his paw and notices the blackened clouds soaked with demons. Agreeing to Lindong's terms, the predator is allowed to strike, after which he falls and feigns defeat. After that, the arena is filled with chaos of people trying to steal the money they lost. Lindong and his sister take the winnings, leaving the arena before Langtian notices. The fight organizer realizes that he feels sympathy for his brother's sister and asks to know more about her. Meanwhile, Lindong goes to the healer's office to get some medicine and suddenly notices the charming Kinju, the mysterious girl he fell in love with at first sight. Despite disagreements and rivalries, the clans seeking the heir of the ancestor join forces to fight the demons. Kinju wanders into the forest, where she encounters several emo. Using a magic blade, the girl deals with the demons without much difficulty, and realizes that this is only the beginning of the war. Meanwhile, her younger sister Huan has nightmarish dreams and realizes she must help Kinju. After stealing a pair of ice blades from her older brother and father, the girl runs off to find her older sister. Lindong comes to a healer and asks to sell a cure for his father, but the healer notices that the guy wants to pay with the Lei family's stones. Suspecting that he stole them, the seller informs the head of the powerful family. Soon Lindong is accused of stealing, but the boy claims that he earned the gems honestly by winning in battle. He resents the actions of the head of the Lei family because the elder knows that his father was treated unfairly. Lindong's father was once a great fighter, but the despicable Langtian injured him, causing the man to become seriously ill. Now the boy's father comes to the meeting to punish him and take him home. On the way, Lindong considers himself a fighter no warsa and asks to teach him a lesson. The father uses special techniques, which allows him to win without even touching his opponent. Lindong continues to provoke his father, but the latter, gathering his strength, faints. A little later, he asks his son if the people of the Lei family recognize him, and the boy answers uncertainly, assuming that no one has any idea who he really is. Also, the father asks Lindong not to get into arguments with the Lei family and to stay away from Langtian as he is unsafe and a threat to their family. A little later, when the children leave, the sick man tries to use magic to control the stone, but he fails as he is too weak. Lindong is enraged at his helplessness and practices outside, taking out his anger on wooden devices to hone his blows. After some thought, Lindong comes up with a simple and ingenious plan to capture a forest demon and feed it to a fiery tiger snake to become his ally and help him defeat the evil Lei and Langtian clan who humiliated his father and made him a sickly cripple. Venturing into the forest, Lindong hunts a forest demon and attracts it with different sounds. Once the creepy, small-sized monster gets trapped, the guy tries to tackle it, but the pig-like animal hides in the bushes. Hurrying after it, Lindong encounters the charming Kinju and completely forgets about the hunt. The girl loses the magic pouch but protects the forest demon, preventing it from being used as fodder for the fire tiger snake. In the morning, Kinju returns to the forest to find the missing pouch, unaware that it has been taken by Lin Dong, who dreams of a new encounter with the beautiful woman. Soon Lang Tian arrives at the home of a poor family and threatens the father, asking for his daughter's hand in marriage. Cao flatly refuses, but Lang Tian beats and humiliates him, and outraged Lin Dong punishes the insolent man, but is unable to deal with the powerful Lang Tian. The men use a lightning strike to punish the guy for his insolence and decides to deliver a devastating blow. The discharge of ball lightning stops and flies into its creator, but it is not the merit of Lin Dong, but his cousin, guarding the upper gate. Lan Tian arrives to discover the emo demons and destroy them. Qintan ends the arguments between the men by agreeing to become Lang Tian's wife, but only on the condition that he obtains a healing cure for her father. Lin Dong tries to prevent this, but Lang Tian is forced to accept the new reality and stops the cousin. Realizing that a guy with a complicated temper won't back down, the gate guard ties him with a magic rope to a tree and communicates with Lin Dong's father. A little later, Lan Tian and Kinju meet, realizing that they share a common goal. The warriors agree to act together to destroy the demons and protect the world from their insidiousness. Soon, a small woman tells Kinju where the Lin family home is, standing on hundreds of demonic souls. Once the enchantment is gone, Lin Dong goes after his sister to prevent her from becoming Lang Tian's wife. In the morning, Huan tries to learn useful information and gives out gems to people, but instead, listens to tales and tall tales, realizing that their stories are of no value. Kinju scoffs at Huan's primitive methods of finding out information and heads to Lang Tian's house. Lin Dong also goes there and notices that one of the guards has the healing remedy his father needs. Pretending to be a servant, he sneaks into the house. Meanwhile, the wealthy gentleman's assistant is possessed by a demon, after which he is sent to a cage with a fiery tiger snake. As soon as the man's name is called, Lin Dong, who has heard the predator's roar, approaches his cage. The guy tries to feed a fire tiger snake, but it refuses a piece of fresh meat and reacts aggressively to an old acquaintance. Lin Dong realizes that the reason is a broken promise. He tells the story that he was hunting a forest demon, but missed it because of a meeting with a charming girl. The tiger snake is sympathetic to the young lad's situation and accepts food from his hands. Remembering the purpose of his arrival, Lin Dong goes upstairs, but before he leaves, he lets the predator loose. Kinju and Lan Tian make their way to Lang Tian's house to hunt the demon Emo and send him back to hell. A persistent Huan pursues them, trying to outdo her sister, but the gate closes in front of her. While the girl tries to find a way into the Lin family's territory, Lang Tian is having fun with his future wife. After luring Qingtan into the arena, the man threatens her with his weapon, then forces the girl to defend herself using her unique abilities. As soon as she begins to freeze, Lang Tian tries to make love to her, but the process is hindered by a servant who announces the arrival of Qingju and Lan Tian. The owner of the house treats the guests with distrust and surrounds them with guards in order to take their lives and keep the family's secrets secret. This is thwarted by a fiery tiger snake that decides to attack the man who caged it. Lang Tian escapes and punishes the guards for the predator's escape by ordering them to capture it. Meanwhile, Lin Dong finds his sister lying in the middle of the arena and suggests she escape from the castle. They try to climb up using sharp wooden stakes, but Lang Tian notices the brother and sister. Preventing them from escaping, he steps on the guy's arm, causing him to fall. The sister doesn't want to get married and also jumps down, realizing that they can't get out of here. Grateful for his rescue, the tiger snake comes down to the arena and helps Lin Dong and his sister to get out. Qintan and Lin Dong escape, and Lan Tian sends his demon-possessed servant to catch them. Qingzhu and Lan Tian realize that the